Hey everybody, thanks for tuning in. Welcome back. Today we got an '06 Honda Civic. It's about 100,000 miles. It's a brand new customer. I just met him. Nice guy. Wants to take care of his car. I don't have any history on the car. And this is one of those situations where I kind of want to be careful. You know, worst customer is the one that comes in with a car like this and says, "Oh, it's been a great car. I've never had to do anything to it." And I got to be the bad guy and give him the list, whatever the dollar amount is, but it needs brakes, it needs a timing belt or a tune-up and fluids that haven't been done. Things are worn out. And it's a delicate balance of you want to do what's right for the customer, you want to do the right thing on the car. And unfortunately, this may be a situation where whoever was working on it either didn't know to look at certain things or tell them what it might need, or it might be going to one of these in and out places. I won't mention the name, but let's just get an oil change done quick and nobody's really looking because they're not trained to look, or they don't want to be bothered. So it's kind of a rough, like I said, delicate balance. I want to do what's right for the customer, but I don't want to be the guy to give him some ridiculous list. And he, under his breath, he hangs up the phone and goes, "Oh, this guy's robbing me." Nobody else ever told me these things. So I don't want to be the bad guy, but I want to do what's right. So again, it's a '06 Honda Civic. It's got 100,000 miles on it. He dropped it off and said, look the whole car over. I want everything done. Fluids, it's been 50,000 miles since he had the transmission fluid done. I don't know if the coolant's ever been done. The tune-up's never been done. He said check the brakes, rotate the tires, go over the whole car. And I went, some guys go, yay. I go, I want the check engine lights on, by the way. Forgot the best part, check engine lights on. So this should be interesting. Come on along for the ride. I hope I don't bore you. I guess it's kind of a multi-level video dealing with a situation like this, along with, hey, we got a check engine light. Let's check out what that is, and let's see what else we find. And let's see how, like I said, the customer seems like a really nice guy. He looks like he wants to keep the car. He said, I want to keep the car. I want to keep going with it. 100,000 miles in this area of the country. People say 100,000 miles is like brand new, but it's the Northeast. It's New York City. 100,000 miles here is like 200,000 everywhere else. And that's maybe another video we'll get into when we get into service intervals and what mileage, what time frame do we do, what maintenance, depending on where you live, how you drive, conditions and such. Maybe we'll make something else out of that because I think that's an interesting topic as well. But let's scan this thing. Let's start with the check engine light first, because that may want to be in the biggest ticket item. And let's see what we make out today. Well, I've logged in already. I'll cut to the chase. Won't include you in the boring stuff. I gotta tell you, it's really nice out today too. Sunshine, and I'm sick as a dog, so bear with me. My head is clogged. The two faults in the ECM. We got an auto trans fault. We got an ABS fault. I won't bore you with these two. The auto trans is a range switch open. We may check that after. I'm going to deal with this PCM first. And the ABS is a low ignition voltage, which I'm not surprised the battery's dead. We're throwing some electrons in there right now because it was dying quick. So needless to say, he's going to need a battery, but let's try to fix the check engine light first before we lose the battery. Let's jump into this, read them, and weep. Electronic coolant temperature sensor, high voltage. Not what I was expecting. I was really expecting the evap code. See that? That's what happens when you assume. Let's jump into live data. Let's see if there's anything immediately jumps out. Ha. Look how quick that was. Let's see if I can go a little closer. Ready? Watch that. Oh, now it's not going to do it. There it goes. There it goes. See it? Oh, let's do something else. Let's go. Oh, let's do this. Ah. Let's do the same for here. How about that? It's jumping all over the place. Maybe we'll get lucky. Usually you find these things and it's like it happened like 2 weeks ago and hasn't happened since, and we're sitting here chasing a ghost. But I don't think that's going to be the problem today. Let's go a little closer. You ready? There it is. Cool. Let's get a location, a wiring diagram real quick, and see if we can troubleshoot this thing in quick fashion. Alright, sensor number 2, which was the one we were having an issue with, is located in the radiator. Sensor 1 is in the coolant housing, thermostat housing. I'll get my head together. Forgive me, this cold is killing me. You gotta drop this wonderful plastic piece underneath the car. I dropped it already. Save everybody the aggravation. I'll listen to me curse at these stupid things. Let's see if we can focus on that. Woo! Let's try again. That thing. These things are great. Anybody that's dealt with them knows. We end up cursing at them, breaking them. They don't last long. But I got them all out. I got the plastic piece down, and our sensor is right here. Simple 2-wire, 5-volt reference. Yep, let me see. Here you go. 5-volt reference on one side and ground on the other. See if we can do this. I'm not even gonna try this one-handed. Let me reposition. Hold on. Spin this around. And haha. Let's try again. 5 volts. I know my reference is good. I know my ground is good. The only thing we really do from here is I can back probe. We can hook it up and back probe it. We know what the voltage should be at about 70 degrees. Believe we're looking for about 2 volts. We can even just do a quick resistance check on it. I have a feeling that it may actually check out because it was intermittent. If we remember on the scanner, it was jumping up and down. So at this point, I think it's a pretty safe bet. The sensor is bad. We can, just as a goof, we can pull on this thing a little bit and make sure we don't. So let me get this over here. Do the old tug test. Make sure we don't have a bad connector anywhere. We don't lose our 5 volts. We're not losing our ground. The connection looks pretty good. At this point, given the popularity of the coolant temp sensor, yes, I got my glasses on because I'm getting old, can't see, and the fact that we have good power and ground, pretty safe bet. The sensor's bad. Lucky for us, the sensor's not available till tomorrow, so hang tight. We're gonna get some other service work done to this, and we'll pick up where we left off tomorrow when the sensor comes in, and we'll verify it. Well, the parts man came through today. Don't look like I have to wait till tomorrow, which is really kind of cool. I get to get the customer back his car tonight. I did have my meter here. I did go through the trouble of ohming out the 2 sensors. They ohm out exactly the same, which I had a feeling. It's really only failing under certain range. When it gets to a certain temperature, it drops off and comes back. I tried warming it up, cooling it down to try to show everybody how it would fail or where it fails. But unfortunately, I couldn't get it there. I guess I was just lucky that it was doing it at the time that I scanned it. It was at the right temperature where it was failing. And a lot of these little temp sensors will do that. When they fail, they'll only fail within a certain range. They'll be fine almost all the way to a certain point. Then they'll fail. Once they get past that, they're good again. So that's not uncommon. I was hoping to maybe demonstrate it, but it's not going to happen. So real simple. 17 millimeter, unscrew it. Make sure you get the O-ring out, because the new one does come with another one. You don't want to double O-ring it. It'd be like a double O-ring on an oil filter, and we all know that makes a mess. So that's it. We're going to throw this thing in here, and we'll tighten it back up. We'll fill it up, and we'll see what we get. And I think we're going to be pretty good. Alright, well, the coolant temp sensor number 2 and the radiator is in. We're filled up. I'm letting it warm up now. The sensor in the radiator probably is not going to change much until the engine gets up to temperature, which is that number 1 sensor. And then the thermostat will open, and then we'll get some nice warm coolant flowing through the radiator, and we'll see some movement. So I think we're going to have to give it a minute. We'll let it warm up. We'll take it on a road test, get this thing up to operating temperature, and verify it. But I think we're pretty solid here. We're not seeing the movement like we did before. I don't remember. I'd have to go back and look. I don't remember exactly what temperature it was failing at. But I won't call it 100% until I see it hit the whole range like it's supposed to. Well, I guess we'll just take it on a quick spin. We'll check back in a moment. And there it is. We did the road test. The temperature's running fine. You can see the engine. Try this again. Gosh, it stinks being sick. The sensor number 1, which is in the thermostat housing, is reading 183, which coincides with the gauge. The one in the radiator is just starting to creep up now. I'm guessing the thermostat just opened. Looks like 89, approaching 90 degrees. It's also still a little cool out, so that may not come up too much. But I'm pretty convinced it's fixed. No check engine light. It hasn't dropped out like it did before. Pretty simple fix. Pretty common also for that sensor to fail. So let me spin you around. That was it. Pretty simple. Hope it helps somebody. If you dig it, give me a thumbs up, hit subscribe, ring the bell. If you want to see more videos like it, I'll put out what I can when I got it and when I'm feeling a little better, because I'm feeling like hell this week. But I appreciate you checking it out. Any comments or suggestions, always open for constructive conversation. And hope everybody's doing well. Have a good week. We'll see you soon. Thanks.